Welcome back to Sweat, Sauna and Stories, episode 3 already, and I've got a phenomenal guest today, Luke Dyson. Some of you may have heard of him, some of you may not. He's become a bit of a sensation in the boxing world, challenging everyone, having up to 2 fights a weekend. I think he's had 4 fights a weekend at one point. But we're going to only touch slightly on the boxing. There's much more to Luke Dyson than just his fists. There's a lot more that goes on in here, so we're going to dive deep today. We're going to have a bit of a session together. I'm going to put him through a bit of a workout, see him on those pads, and then we're going to do what we do best. We're going to get in that sauna and have some stories. Let's go. View the other day, and you'd said something like, the guy asked you, do you ever get scared of fighting anyone? And you said no, because there's nothing external I could fight that would ever be harder than what I fought internal.
Oh, 100%.
And I was like, fuck.
Well, that's all I use. That is my mentality, bro. And it's the same with life, bro. That's all when I look back and I just think, well, do you know, life's put me in scarier. Even if it's not directly a scary position, as in, I don't know, 10 lads stood in front of you, as in scary. Like scary as in mentally. Like if you've been there, you understand it. I think if I've been challenged in life, bro, and I've been destroyed that bad before, well, there's nothing in the ring that's going to destroy me like that. It's physical pain, bro. It's just something I accept as part of it, bro. And
you've overcome a lot worse, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%.
And it got me, I thought, why has he not pushed him on that? And that's what we'll get into today.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that, rather than the fighting. We'll have a bit of a chat, but there's way more to Luke Dyson than just bombing people, isn't there? There is, bro. There is, bro. So what we'll do now is we'll go get sweaty. The first part of this is always getting sweaty. First session, I did a run with our mate who's an Ironman. Second week, did some CrossFit with my daughter who loves the CrossFit. So third week is we're going to do some boxing circuits.
Yeah, brilliant.
We're not going to spar a day because I fancy leaving here with some brain cells. And I don't want to end up up for, although that would be good footage. I don't think I want to see that today. But we'll do some pad work. We'll go get sweaty. I'll introduce you to my game a little bit. IROX, one of my flags might be up here. Hey, Dan? No, my flag's in my office, innit? But we'll go over here, we'll get some ski erg done, we'll do some press-ups and some other bits, get these arm weights. He's already had a pre-workout, so this is going to be naughty. Let's get it. So we've got warmed up now. I'm going to take Luke through a bit of a workout before we go into his game, boxing. A little bit of a ski blast, so we're going to go you go, I go, ski, kettlebell swings. For Luke's game, we're going to do some power slams, some press-ups, and then we're going to do 5 rounds of that to match his game. Then we're going to do a bit of pad work. Time to get sweaty. Ready? I ain't done this in a while, so this could be interesting. If anyone don't know...
So, mate, I'm not world class either.
Oh, he's good though. I used to do a little bit, not on this guy's level, so he's going to get a little bit used to getting used to these. So, one. Oh, jabbing it, not one. Jab. Jab. Double jab. Double jab, one. There. Double jab, one. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, left up. Well, there's that killer. 1, 2, left up. Once. Again. Nice. Again. Nice. This time chuck a little right hook in there. Uppercut. Uppercut as you come back up. Mate, we went to water together there. I think there's a lot in it. The reason why we do the podcast or vlogcast the way we do is you go to war with someone, you have an instant respect with them, don't you?
Yep.
So, firstly, thanks for coming on.
No, I appreciate it, thank you.
How was that? I know you're still out of breath a little bit.
Yeah, no, beasted me, fresh up off the couch, and he's absolutely done me in, but yeah, feeling good for it.
I think, for anyone who don't know who you are, I could give you lots of descriptions from what I know, but who is Luke Dyson?
Do you know, just a guy trying to make his own way in life, bro, trying to do better than I did yesterday, and be better tomorrow than I am today, to be truthful, bro. And hopefully I can achieve something good along the way.
I love that. What got you actually into this? What you're into now? This desire to better yourself? Because we'll touch on the fighting because we can't get away from that because people are going to want to know a little bit about it. But we are going to, when we get to sauna, as I do with all my guests, we're going to get a lot deeper. We're going to heat it up a little bit. But just now for a bit more of a surface level stuff, someone watching who's maybe thinking, who's this guy who's trying to better himself? Where did it come from?
Failure, bro. Just failure and darkness and just putting myself, I think 50% of it's putting myself in the worst positions And then I think 50% of it is life, just dealing with your whatever situations. But I mean, I am ungrateful for any of them, because every single bad day defines you, doesn't it, as a person, bro? So you can't be ungrateful for the bad days, because, yeah, well, they make you who you are, don't they? But yeah, so I think just going through the hard times, bro. So I think that's what drives me. Do
you know, for everyone on any journey, there's always a turning point. For some people, there's multiple turning points. I had a bit of a situation myself. I've been let go from Leeds Rhinos, many people know this, and I had a bit of a dark time, a very dark time. Identity crisis, because I'm no longer Luke Campbell, Leeds Rhinos player. Yeah. This sort of, when you play for Leeds and you're surrounded by the likes of Kevin Sinfield and, you know, God bless him, his soul, Rob Burrows and Jamie Peacocks, there's a certain level of standards that you've got to adhere to. And when I had that all took away from me, should we say, I went into my own bit of a crisis. I started drinking. I don't even drink. Going out a lot more and just being in some situations and got myself in a bit of a bad patch. Found myself sat in a police cell one night, which for a lad who's all ever done good to be sat there. Look, what are you doing here? Okay, sort this out. So what were your Luke moments, sort this out?
To be honest, drugs played a massive part, mate. Cocaine, it's a destroyer, man. It's a destroyer of souls, it's a destroyer of families, it's a destroyer of relationships, and it destroys who you are as a person. Alcohol, but it wasn't them directly. When I was drinking and when I was taking the drugs, that's me escaping from the realities that are going on every single day, caught up. But my lifestyle was crazy. People from Halifax will know that. They'll know the people I was in with, the situations I was surrounded with. Like you just touched upon the police stations. Brother, I suffer so badly from, I think I have PTSD from the police stations. It's the one place in real life that terrifies me more than anything else. I think it's purely because I'm locked in that box with nothing else but my own head, which is even like my fiance will tell you. I'm out at work 5 days a week. Usually, obviously I'm here today. I'm training 6 days a week. I'm fighting 2-3 times a weekend. And even then I can't sit down at home because, and people still think, oh Luke, you're smashing it, oh Luke, you've got it boxed off. You don't understand, bro. My head is, it's a deep, dark place, bro, it is, and I have to be actively use my tools to occupy myself and to be doing this, to be doing that. Because if not, I slip in there, bro, and it's a dangerous place for anyone.
So you know, when you were taking all them drugs, drinking, were it a night in a police cell or were it
flipping heck? It was.
What was that moment where you just went, I'm sorting it?
To be fair, bro.
Were it a character in your life?
To be fair, bro, and I'll say it now, rest in peace to my good friend Martin McDonough, who passed away. I don't know if you know him. Me and Martin were sat in my house one night with another lad I know called Billy Butt, and this is one turning point I will remember. And they said to me, both of them, and Martin, bless him, I was looking, do you know what? I was looking, his pictures came up on my memories this morning, actually. He said to me, he goes, Dyson, he goes, and Billy Butt did as well, they said, Dyson, and I was 7.5 stone at this point, but I was so bad on the drugs. He said, you're looking for all this escape and this and that. And he said, you need to get yourself into that mentally healthy place. He said, you need to be down at the gym, you need to be exercising. And obviously, I went, it was like that conversation burnt in my mind. And then it must have been a couple of days later, bro, I'd been up all night, and I was laid in my bed, constantly 10 o'clock in the morning still. The sun's come up, the birds are tweeting, I'm in that state, and I'm thinking, bro, it was drug-induced psychosis, I'd be, and honest, I'll tell you, bro, I'm not a suicidal person, but I was convincing myself that these things that were going through my mind were the right decisions, and thank the Lord, my brother, you know, that every time I managed to pull myself through it and wake up the next day and realise, Luke, that was, and this is the thing, bro, why I say cocaine, it's the devil's drug, bro, because it convinces people that there is no other escape, and it takes away all the good endorphins in your body, bro, and it'll use them all up with fake endorphins, and then your body's sapped of all the happiness, so then you've got nothing but negative endorphins in your body, bro, they'll manipulate your mind, and bro, I used to cry to the world, and like I said, so one morning I was sat there and I'm thinking in bed, and that conversation was burning in my head, and I'm thinking, Luke, why can't things change? And I fucking realised, you know what, Luke, the only person that's going to change is yourself, bro.
Correct.
And honest to God, and it was, you know, bless your soul, Martin, man. And I hope, bro, you know, if he, I don't know how the universe works, but if you are watching this, bro, I know he always wanted to be like, bro, I know you'd be there in my corner, bro. I know you'd be proud of me. And just knowing that conversation, bro, that deeply did drive me to be who I am today, innit? And to you, Billy, obviously, shout out to you, bro. You know the love's there, bro. But that conversation was the main part. Obviously, it wasn't the next morning I woke up and it was that burnt into my head. And then, like I said, that one morning. And obviously, I've made mistakes since, bro, and my life is far from fixed. But from that moment, I decided to stop looking at the world as one big problem and myself as one big victim and start chipping away, bro. Baby steps. It's like that analogy where there's a man and there's 2 ladders next to each other, bro. And there's one with 100 rungs and there's one with 4 rungs, and they're both the same height. So my man's either got to go from one all the way up to that other big one and take it all as one big thing, or the other guy can just go
Correct.
and you know, by the time he knows it, he's completed the ladder, bro. And that to me, honestly, these little things are tools. They haven't conquered my problems, but they help me deal with my issues, bro.
Deep. And
compartmentalise, I think that's the word, the things that I need to do in order to achieve what I need to achieve in a greater picture. And anyone who knows this from what I was like, I've got people across the world that know me now, but there's also people from Halifax that have known me for a very long time and that have seen me at the bottom of the pit, bro. So obviously those people are well aware of how far I've had to come, bro, and the journey. So I appreciate that, bro.
That's massive. And there's 3 things I want to just to pick up on there and give people a bit of context. So what Luke went through is, he's been through some deep, dark stuff, which we're going to get into even more in a bit. And anyone listening will have been through their own deep, dark struggle, whether that's through maybe not seeing your kids or breaking up a relationship, having grief. And a lot of people, it's become very normal to turn to cocaine. And a lot of people might not know this, and it's a bit more scientific for people. And I like to keep it real and raw, but I'll just tell you, so when you take cocaine, what that does is it just absolutely smashes your dopamine receptors, so it makes you feel like nothing ever could, especially on that first time. And I've never done it, this is just from a scientific study. And then what happens is that every time you do take it, your brain is chasing the high that you had on the last time, and it can never quite get it, so you have to take more and more and more. But what this does is it actually numbs your dopamine receptors so they don't work for up to 40 hours, which most people would call this a come down. So then you could go watch your daughter in a sports day or win, you could go get the fight of your life, you could go meet your fiance or the woman of your dreams or the guy of your dreams or whatever else that could happen, and you could feel nothing. Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. So what Luke did is he identified that this devil drug, what we're actually doing is even though we're getting him away from his problems in the moment, he were actually 10 times his problems. So then what you end up having to do is maintain on it all the time, and it becomes what for some people was a party drug to an all-time drug. So anyone who's out there who's listening, who's a lad's lad or a lass who's out doing this stuff, this is something to really think about. These Monday, Tuesdays that you're wasting, is it really worth the Saturday night and what you're escaping? So firstly, you've got to deal with what you're escaping. The second one is what Luke did is what is unbelievable to anyone listening, whether it's not as deep and dark mentally as what Luke's going through or been through, but actually maybe you're struggling with a weight loss journey, maybe you try to start a business or whatever, or something's not going right in your life, in your relationship or your friendships or whatever it is you have to take ownership. You have to take accountability. Yeah. And that comes in everyone's journey. It's why I asked Luke what was his point where he went, enough's enough, what am I doing here? Yeah. So he identified what his negative was. He then come up with this thing, and then he had some people around him who backed him in his corner, using the boxing analogy, but he had people in his corner, and everyone has people in your corner. You just might not see it, especially if you're on drugs, you're trying yourself in wrong corners, you're going to end up being so. Mate, firstly, massive for sharing that. I think that would be so useful for people. So then, you've gone through that trauma, you've identified all this stuff going on. What did you start changing from, instead of doing cocaine, what was the positive habits? Because in a negative habit, and I can already guess what you're going to say here, you've gone from one extreme, which is drugs all the time, drink. Yeah. I understand probably from your personality you're an extreme character. Well, I know that because you do 2 fights a week and most people do 2 fights a year. So you've then gone to a more positive extreme, which is great because you put out as many come downs as that. But tell us about what positives you got into to be able to counteract some.
Do you know what it is, bro? It was a gym for me. It was a gym. I used to go to the gym and I used to sit, do you know where 24/7 when it used to be open, I used to sit there in the car park. My mates used to go in the gym and I'd sit in the car park and say, I'm never going to the gym. So what's that? And I used to sit there in the car, I'd go sleep while my mates were in the gym. And then, like I said, Martin and Billy said to me in that conversation, Bernard, and I went down with my mate Louis Churchward, you know, he's my brother, man, he's helped me through some of the worst times of my life, bro, even while going through some of the worst himself, bro. The man's been in my corner from, like you said, the boxing analogy, from when I've had nothing to now, bro. When we're winning together, and hopefully, bro, we go as far as we can go, and you're still in my corner, bro. But yeah, we started down at the gym together, and bro, just from there, I just absolutely, it took over me, man. And like you said a minute ago, you said the endorphins with the cocaine. Do you know now, when obviously I went to the gym, and the feeling of looking in the mirror, and bro, even taking a photo of myself and just posting it, and then like, I know it's a bit of an egotistical thing, but I mean, it took me away from the class A's, bro, which probably isn't. I'd rather replace one thing with the other. It massively, the rush I got from that, bro, it took over my lifestyle. And then I started slipping again, bro. This is the thing. I started slipping again, getting back into habits. I started thinking, oh, I see you massive now, and I go back out in town and I'd be like that. But then I'd be getting into fights, bro, and I was getting into serious fights, and situations were just arising, bro, and I was slipping back down the wrong path, and then boom, fighting came along. Right, I think things come at a pivotal moment. And I think it's one of them where you either seize it or you don't. Like you said, I've got an addictive personality, as you can probably tell. And then I went into the fighting, and bro, I went out that one night with Louis again. Do you know, the first time, like I said, he's with me all the time. I got a phone call, Luke, do you want a novice boxing match? I think in Birmingham. I thought, well, I've never even like trained, and I'd never even hit a pad before, bro. But I'm thinking, well, I do this in town all the time. Do you know what I mean? I do it pissed. I do it drunk.
Pissed,
I'll go out, sorry. Well, that's it. I'm an individual as they come. So then me and Louis, we got in the car together. We landed in Birmingham. Walked in this venue, there's a cage in there. Still didn't click in my head. I wouldn't have known what anyway. I couldn't have even spelt MMA back then. I got in the back change room, they're like, oh, well, bearing in mind for a novice boxing match, like, oh, who's co-main event, pro MMA? Everyone's looking at me. I'm like, I didn't even know what that was. Next thing, I've been dressed in some shorts, put a gum shield in, got in this ring, in this cage. Well, I ended up beating the guy first round, but then, let me getting to the point, I got given a trophy, and I got given a stack of cash, and it's a bit twisted, but I'd had a fight and I'd won, and everyone was praising me for it, bro. And you know, that rush, that feeling, bro, that first time I got it, it took over me. And then from then, boom, every single weekend, because maybe I'm chasing that again. Like I just said to you a minute ago, being out there now and being in there, they're now my tools, bro. I have to use them, they're my escape, bro. Because if I don't have them, like, flipping heck, I'll be sat at home, man, like,
I think that's lost. Really important here, and I've just wrote a kids book, right, and it's about the book's called, it's coming out soon, called The Little Bee Who Lost His Buzz. And in the first edit, I'd done it about this little bee meets a bigger bee, but this little bee don't fly. It's got no confidence in it. It's never been praised. It always believes it's not good enough. And then this other bee tells it can, and it ends up fine. But then what I've added in now, which I think is so relevant, what you said, is that the little bee had a go, and he fucking failed, and he fell back down. Because that's the real life scenario of recovery.
100%, bro.
You go from extreme negatives to extreme positives, and you still fall off because that's life. But then what it is dusting yourself down and going again. But there was something I wanted to ask you, which I thought were quite sad actually, but really nice. And I think I'm already going to know the answer here, just from irrelevant. But they know when you got that praise, that first time you'd ever been praised,
bro. Yeah, it was the first thing. Do you know what?
I could just tell by how you said it, bro, you've never had someone go, look, you know what, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, do you know, but that's not down to anyone else, that's down to myself, bro. You see, bro, through, like, obviously from being so young, obviously problems start from myself personally, but obviously, when I say my life, bro, like when I discuss my life, I don't mean to say my problems have been any more than anyone else's or any less than anyone else's. I'm just trying to explain how my life has ever been, bro, and the things that have gone on. So for me, myself personally, bro, life has been one hell of a battle since I can remember, bro. I've never felt
Loved.
No, bro, because so I was adopted when I was younger, bro.
Yep.
I went through things as a kid that probably things people should never have gone through. I was adopted by a mum and dad who were amazing, bro. They loved me to bits and they gave me the world.
Yep.
But from my brother, I lived with them for about 8 years. I put them through hell. She used to scream at me, "Not my real parents," and I did the worst. And then from there, I couldn't live there. I become like impossible, bro. I was within schools, behavioural units. Anyway, problems happened. I couldn't live at home anymore. So then I've gone on to work, living in bed and breakfast, back into the kids' homes and whatnot, bro. So I just, through my own, I think I rebelled as a kid, bro. When you say rebel, I think I just against everything, but through just not understanding life as myself, bro, feeling a very confused and angry and upset kid. So then obviously, like you said, through doing that, bro, I never actually achieved anything. Because I was just failing, bro. I was just, because I never earned it. So then, yeah, fighting really did. And then it was only till recently, bro, like, yeah, it's all good people I don't know across the world saying, well done, Luke. But you know what, bro, I never did anything that my parents could be proud of. And then my world title fight, it was only a few months ago, bro. I've been doing this for years with my world title fight. And bro, my mum and dad, they're completely different to that kind of lifestyle, but they've never been to a fight. They'd never even watched fights or nothing like that. They're both teachers and whatnot. They're retired now. They're a completely different lifestyle. They're really good people. But then my dad ended up coming to my fight with my brother. Completely out of the blue, just turned up at the venue. I think my brother must have given the details, but he watched my fight and I won in front of him. And the video's on my Facebook if anyone wants to see it. And fucking hell, I don't even like saying it, bro. But now my dad was there, bro, and I just managed to ask him, and I just said, "Daddy, you're fucking proud of me?" And he said, "Yeah, bro," innit? So I think that was a massive, like, obviously that's getting to the point now. I know I'm going off a tangent, but that gets to the point now, bro, where I can say, like, that was a one true moment in my whole life. Now, I've had kids, bro, and they're beautiful blessings on my life, bro, and they're amazing. Thank the Lord that I've got them, bro, to be proud of. But obviously that moment in my life, bro, I could look at my dad and even though he doesn't understand the violence of the boxing and my mum doesn't, but they can see that now from what I've been through and what I've gone through and what I've put them through and who I was, to now trying to live my life in the best way possible. Because that's all I'm trying to do now, bro. I get a lot of hatred and I get a lot of bullshit because people...
Talk to you about that in sauna.
They just don't understand, bro. I have no bad intentions on anyone. I genuinely don't. I've messed up in the past. I've done some terrible things. I've had terrible things done to myself. But I'm just trying to make things right now, bro. Be the best person I can be and achieve what I can along the way and do the best I can as best as I can do, bro, innit?
Before we're going to shoot off to sauna now. We're going to go up there and get...
Now I can breathe again.
And he can breathe again. There's a really important lesson in Luke's journey that I want everyone to understand before we go get in that sauna is that everyone has a different starting point in life. None of us choose to be here. You know, there'll be other people in here who've been through the care system and been through hardships with the parents and rebelled because of rejection from, you know, your real parents, and then you try to be loved by other people, but there's, you know, there's stepmoms and dads out there and kid rejecting, and we all start somewhere, then we all turn to some form of negative crux, whether it be comfy eating, too much time on social media, drugs, drink, but there's always hope. And I think Luke's is definitely, even to this point, already a story of hope of someone who has, for the last 28, 29 years, just been through crap after shit after shit, and causing a lot of that, as he'll admit himself, and now a realisation of accountability comes. So there's a little bit of call to action to anyone listening who needs that bit of accountability. From whatever yours is, it might not be as deep and dark as Luke's, but there's always a way forward. So just remember, tomorrow can be better today. So now, let's go get in that sauna.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Welcome back to the sauna section of Sweat, Sauna and Stories. I'm here with Luke Dyson. We're going to get him into the sauna. Going to let him do our traditional watering of the stones. Come on in, Luke. You water the stones, heat it up. Love that noise. Let's go another one. We're going to hear that noise.
We'll go one or two.
Get enough one. Let's lock it in. We are locked in the sauna for the sauna section of Sweat Sauna Stories. I've got deep today, and I think there's lots more to chat through. We had a good chat up on the drive up here as well. I think most people who've been listening at this point will be blown away by your story. Just to start off in a more light-hearted way, how are you feeling now after that session? Talk people through, because we got after it, didn't we?
I mean, is that what you would do to warm up?
You asked me that question, didn't you? So, interesting one. So I haven't really been training much, as you can tell, but if you've seen this on video, my body next to Luke's is a mess. But
even though Luke was breathing 10 times better than me, so don't let the looks fool you.
So yeah, I'm dialed in now. I've just started back dieting and training. I've got 10 events next year, and I'll tell you about one actually. We're kickstarting our Mission Possible off with an event called In Darren's Footsteps. So this year, tragically, I lost one of my Andy's Man Club staff, or one of our team, to a heart attack. Great guy. Been through an array of stuff. He walked through one of his doors, became a facilitator, became a staff member. He'd just sorted out his mother's estate and all the stress and that of losing her. But he were a proper pioneer for us down there in the south. And then one day, unpacking some boxes, he'd sat down a sec to have a breather and died there of an heart attack. And it's a year since he died in February coming, and I wanted to start the Mission Possible off in no better way. So I'm having to run a marathon April 6th, which is actually the day after Andy died, 9 years to the day. So real poignant. So mate, I'm real focused. I mean, I've been out this morning doing 10k with my son and a load of mates, and I think it's really important. This is something I'm going to ask you about, actually, leading nicely. It's really important to have people around you who you can back and train with and really push yourself. And lately, because I've been so busy, I've probably been sheltering myself really and training alone and doing bits alone to start with, but going out there with the boys this morning and just getting after it, as you probably found together there. So what's your training regime like? You know, what sort of stuff are you doing on a day-to-day, week-to-week? 'Cause I know you said you train 6 times. I think for anyone listening who's out, it's always good to unpick people's fitness and see what you're doing at the minute.
Yeah. Right, well, basically I'm down at Workout Warehouse as much as I can be, 5 to 6 days a week. Doing my standard. I mean, usually it's going every machine, 3 sets till failure, straight up the side of the gym, straight down the middle of the gym, straight back up the other side of the gym, boom, done. I'll definitely do that on a Sunday after completing my fights. That's definitely a Sunday routine. Obviously through the week it'll try to be a routine, but we'll fit as much in as we can. I'm boxing as much as I can, a couple of times a week training. That's 2-3 times a week. Obviously I travel quite far out for my boxing training. Sometimes it's over an hour there, over an hour back, so it can be a 4-hour round trip, you know. I'm doing my MMA training and my catch wrestling down with Les Allen, do you know, on the Tuesdays with Winnie from Workout Warehouse. Yeah, big up Les, he's an absolute beast. He puts me and Winnie through his paces. And then obviously fighting 2-3 times a weekend, which is cardio in itself as it is. You know, so yeah, just constantly at it, look, and then flipping heck, I'm forgetting, and then I'm doing my, I'm doing my 5k run. Sometimes it's not 5k's, but we do as much as we can do every day. We push ourselves to the limit, whether that be the pain barrier or the physical barrier.
You've just led me on to something nice. This is what I like about doing this, having proper conversations. I know Les very well. When I was about 15 years old, I started training with Les. And most people won't know this, that's why I like doing these, to introduce people to stuff. So my name's Luke Benedict Tambler, right, which means I got brought up a Roman Catholic, an Irish Catholic. But actually, when I met Les, and I don't know if Les is still on this path, but Les was a Buddhist monk at one point. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, he's told me.
And he sort of introduced me to Buddhism. It's something that I've sort of followed for a long time. People who don't know Buddhism will think it's a religion. It's actually just more of a way of life. It's a way of being. But I wondered about you. Are you, with everything you've been, are you into spirituality, into religion? Are you into any sort of deeper, meaningful stuff, or not? Because for me, Buddhism meant something that I sit and practice every day or pray to a god. It's actually more just a series of tools, I guess. You know, in Buddhism, the biggest lesson is, and you'll be able to relate to this, is that the root of all suffering is attachment to self, attachment to ideologies of how life should be. And I think a lot of my theories I talk about in life now are actually of that disassociation to attachment. So yeah, I guess that's the question for you, is what's your background in terms of that in religion or spirituality?
I saw something the other month and it answered that question for me perfectly, and it sat in my brain. There's always certain things that resonate with me. The beginning of wisdom starts with the fear of God. Do you know, so whether that be whatever God that is directly, whatever race, religion, it works for all walks of life. The minute you live your life and feel not as if you're being judged by someone, but being watched by someone, this is what I truly believe now. This is why I try to do the best thing I can do and live my life in the right way. I'm not a saint and I'm not perfect, but the intentions are pure in my heart now, whereas they weren't always. So now I truly believe that because my intentions are pure, no matter what struggles, no matter what strifes I go through, you know, if you ask, and this is another thing I saw because I see it quite a lot, if you ask God to make you strong, He isn't just going to go, there you go, Luke, and He isn't just going to give it you. He's going to say, there you go through this. Yeah. You know, whatever you ask God for, He isn't just going to grant it you. You've got to go through the trials and the tribulations to earn that. And I think that's maybe where I've got to now, is that unintentionally I've been through the trials and the tribulations, so now the wisdom's starting and I live my life not with the fear, with the fear of God. However you may want to take that. I am a big believer. I'm a religious massively, but like you said, you don't preach it. I just believe it within myself, my brother, and I deal with it within my own heart.
You said something then about intention, good intentions, and I wanted to go twofold on that. And the first one is in terms of intention, I know, so my brother-in-law took his life back in April 2016, and I had all good intentions of creating this nice movement for guys off the back of it. Guys like me and you could sit and have a chat no matter what we're going through, and if I could do that at that point, professional rugby player, maybe other guys would do it, but you know, there's lots of small towns everywhere, but we live in a small town, and for every 100 good comments I always had one person or one negative that would find a way to somehow belittle or pull down or somehow, and I think people do that because if they can pull down the idea of you, of self, in their eyes it somehow makes them feel better, and I don't even think they purposely do that, you know, and I think it's not even it's not that haters going to hate, I'm not going to go down that route, but people have a way of trying to articulate how they're feeling via doing things and saying things online or to other people that somehow in their head may make them feel better. And I started thinking about this in my own life, and I was chatting with a friend about you coming on, and he says, it gets a bit of shit, doesn't it? And I know as someone, and I don't really ever bag anyone because I think everything I did was good intentions and I still got a bit of shit. Yeah. What's your intentions? Like, tell me about that. Tell me what you try to do, what you try to do with your message. And how hard has it been, and be honest, getting the shit off the back of that?
Do you know what it is? I'll answer it kind of in a reverse order. Yeah. To the people that are giving me shit, just understand, I've always had shit. Do you know, whether that be through my own problems or just through how the universe works and the hands that I've been dealt. But just understand, now I've got my vision and my focus and my path in life. I've always had the shit when I've been lost and when I've been broken, and it still hasn't destroyed me. So now I've got my path and my vision. You are interfering with that. Also at the same time, I genuinely believe if you've got your own vision in your own mind and your own path, then you will never truly belittle someone or pass judgment or comment on someone, no matter how far in the journey they may be. See, it's sometimes you say it's the people doing nothing that'll be miserable, but it's not, because I've got people at the top that hate me, bro. Yeah. I've UFC ranked fighters, top 5 ranked fighters hating on me, professional world class boxers hating on me, and I can't understand why, bro, because I don't think I'm the best. I'm not trying to be the best. What I am trying to be is the best I can be. And not within boxing, within life. As a dad, because even now I'm still not perfect, bro. Like the way you were speaking to me, inspirational, bro. A lot of the stuff you were saying to me as we were getting here, how you, like your vision as a dad, and even though it was just a short snippet of a conversation, it is inspirational. Just like within, like explaining your kids' routines, the physical exercise, and obviously just the goals you're setting for them and the goals you set for yourself to set for them, bro. You're learning from the world to educate to your kids. You don't think you know it all, and you're willing to open yourself up there to educate your children, bro, which is something that I'm really truly struggling with at the moment, is educating my son in the right way to deal with the struggles in life, because I've got what my head tells me I should do and what my heart tells me I should do. A bit of battle at times, weren't there? Yeah, it's a struggle, bro. Obviously, as a father, you'll know yourself, it's a struggle being a father. But we're battling through them things. We're dealing with them, bro. We've got the tools to deal with them, and we know I've made the mistakes in life so my son doesn't have to. Yeah, and I've gone through it, so he doesn't have to. I mean, neither of my children have to. So yeah, that's.
There's 2 points to this for anyone listening that I want to pick up on. Being a father, for any fathers listening or mothers, and anyone who is maybe. The thing with you, Luke, is there's a lot of noise around you at the minute.
Yeah.
You know, so people are going to leverage you off that. You know, there's going to be boxers and other people, as you said, who may be doing it for their own clout. I saw HS. We'll go into that in a sec. HS TikToker, who's had a lot of controversy around himself, and he's jumped on today and said he would not fight Luke Dyson. He's too experienced.
But he's given me the utmost respect, which is what I will say for a guy that's known for giving people the world of hassle. He's shown me nothing but respect. So, do you know, man to man, I can't grieve on that. And if you do happen to watch this, mate, I know you said reach out for any opportunities. I'm there, I'm available, mate. Do you know, I'll put on a show for yourself or any promotion. And I'm willing to wear my opportunities, brother.
I think when we talked about fatherhood, or we think about life, so we're thinking about fathers and mothers here, is intention is everything. And I think what I'm going to say to anyone here is the world is changed by your example, not your opinion. Yeah. So monkey see, monkey do, not monkey hear, monkey do. Yeah. Because, you know, it's do as I do, not do as I say, but it's often the way that we want him to do what we say. So what I think is a good example for your son is he starts to see your content and see your actions and see your character, and this is for anyone listening, is are you now, and this is a rhetorical question for anyone else listening, are you now happy where you are as a man or a woman, as a father or a mother or a member of your society or a leader in your organisation? Are you happy where you're at now as that person, and are you leading by the examples that you want those around you to epitomise? And if you're not, here's your wake-up call in life that you don't need to get to rock bottom to have that moment. So look, what we're going to do now is at this point, we're at the 15-minute mark, we're going to nip out, have a quick tap out, because I can see that it's getting a little bit hot in it.
It's hot, bro. I swear you've had me today.
So we're going to get out there, we'll have a quick cold dip off, we'll come back in, I've got a lot more questions for you, and then we're going to go in that ice bath.
Let's go.
We're back for part 2 with our Revive Wellness Coffee. They've been amazing to us down here. So, tell me how it's been in this sauna for you, because I've just took you in the cold to have a taste of what's to come next. So, how's this been for you? It's been a tough day, hasn't it?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's been a tough day, but do you know what? I live for the tough days, bro. You know, it is what it is. I'm a man of extremes, like I said earlier, bro. I like to be out there. I'll feel good after this. Do you know, when you get out there and you push yourself, bro, and you break yourself, and you're knackered and you're tired and you're worn out and you're sweaty, and then you come in, you rejuvenate, you refresh. Like I said earlier, there is genuinely no better feeling than it's a proper endorphin. Do you know, it's not no fake, it's not no synthetic, it's not nothing that's been put together, it's pure and it's true. And that's what keeps your brain, your body, your mind, your soul healthy and alive, and that's God's honest truth. And like we said earlier, bro, I think you said it to me, we come out and we clash and we boom, 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 and we get his workout done. And because your body's that, you've released everything from your body, almost exercised it all out of your body, like an exorcism, and it comes out, and then you're like, and you relax, you can chat, and you can deal with and compartmentalise the situations that you've got ahead of you, and you've got a clear focus. So even though it gets hot, even though the exercises are hard, even though the pool's cold, if you've got a goal at the end of it that you're achieving, bro, and you know why you're there and what you're doing it for, then it's all worth it 100%. And I think you can take that tactic into any situation in life.
100%. And I think that's why I think it's important to have times of struggle, you know, whether it's, like you said before, going exercise, coming to a sauna, and even though these things are good for us, you've got to have a stress or a strain to feel the benefit. You know, you go to work out to get the feel good, but in order to feel good, you've got to go through a little bit, and that's it's like anything in life, innit? And we're gonna do a little section in a second that me and my daughter did, where we ask each other 3 questions. So you can think of some questions that you want to ask me, and I'm gonna think of some questions that I'm gonna ask you. But right at the beginning today, I told you about something I'd seen, and it's not to call that person out, but I'd seen someone ask you a question about who's a fighter that you're afraid of, and you said there's nothing external that I'll fight that's going to be harder than what I fight internally. And I want to just press you a little bit on that, if that's okay. Just to tell us a little bit about what is still going on internally that you're fighting. Or ultimately, what's the vision here? Because I know now you're not fighting Dave, you're not fighting John. made them names up, but you know what I mean? You're not fighting people, you're fighting something deeper than that inside, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%.
And what are you fighting, Luke?
Bro, do you know what? I think there's a lot of it, bro. There's a lot of guilt in my body, bro. There's a lot of guilt in my heart and in my mind. There's a lot of hurt in my body, bro, and a lot of misunderstanding. I still, at this age of 32, bro, going through the whole of life's experiences and the ups and the downs, I still don't understand the life's part of my life, bro, and I still don't understand what goes on day to day. I strive to, like I said earlier, my parents, bro, massive driving force. I need them to know that their choice for adopting me and giving me the life they gave me, even though I rejected it every second along the way, they now need to know that it was worth it. They raised a good human being. The manners they instilled in me, the decency, that even though I never had it for a long, long time due to my own misgivings, I've got it. And I need to show them that they made that choice and that I am their son, and that they, when they get older and they settle down and they think, was it fucking worth it? Yes, it was. And that's why, like when I said earlier, and I could look my dad in the eye for the first time in my life, and the video's there for everyone to say, Dad, are you proud? He was proud of me, and you know, that is my life's goal, bro. Now, obviously, I've had that moment, but there's still opportunities to make it better and to build. It's not the penultimate, but now it's to provide. I want to provide, and I want to provide that different life. And all my reasons are unselfish, bro. I'm not. If one day I end up sat in a swimming pool there back on a Lilo, bro, with a massive house and a lot of money, brilliant, but it's not for my intention. It's not for myself, bro. I want to build a beautiful life for my fiance, bro. I want to build a beautiful life for my children. I want to give my mum and dad back everything that they give me, bro, and I just want to build it. I don't know, bro, it might build a legacy, bro. Do you know, I don't want it to all be for nothing, bro. Like, how I see it is, all this I've been through, bro, what's the point of it? Like, I don't do nothing for no point, bro. So, like, everything, I go to the gym, I'm doing it for a reason. I go to work, you're going for a reason. You come here, I'm doing it for a reason. Everything's for a reason. So, what is all that I've gone through, bro, if I don't find a reason for going through it? So I've got to, and then now that's my driving force, bro. But yeah, I do run away from a lot of stuff, but in running away from it, I go into head first into other situations that help me deal with tackling the darkness that sometimes hangs over everyone, bro.
I love that, mate. And what you're doing now is, instead of running away from it, you're running into it, aren't you?
Yeah, head first, bro.
Head first, into it, arms swinging.
It was the drugs and the drink. When I was running away, it was the gym. And it's not the fighting, bro. What people don't understand, it's not the fighting, it's a whole mentality around it. The fact that I know I can't go out and get drunk and go get on the bags like the lads do, like, because I'm not going to be fighting fit. I'm going to be buggered. It puts me 10 steps back from going one step forward. There's so many other driving factors to it. It's not just the fight, it's the whole lifestyle around it, bro.
So we're going to go 3 quick fire questions each.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot. I've put myself on the spot. First one I want to ask you is what is one thing you do positively for your mental health?
Live my life with the best intentions, bro. I know in my heart everything that I do is for a greater good. Where are you hoping to go from here? Obviously, you've already got a lot of bases covered. You're doing a hell of a lot. Is there anything that you feel like you're not doing that you want to be doing?
Yeah, I've got so much left to do. I'm only 34-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm still relatively young, even though it looks like I've been tough baby around. Number 1 is to be a good dad, and I'm working on that every single day. I'm also a stepdad, which comes with its own challenges. And I am just each and every day trying to be a good role model to him, be a good role model to my 2 daughters. And as I said, that comes with challenges, it comes with hiccups, it comes with testing myself, them testing my their boundaries, but just seeing them thrive, that's something for me. So in order to me to be a good dad, I have to be a good provider and a good protector. Yeah. So I've got to keep pushing that. So long term, mate, I just want to keep building my schools programs, building my prison programs. Ambler Training delivers in lots of schools and prisons and businesses all over the country in lots of unique ways with government agencies, and I want to just keep developing that to keep inspiring people to be the best versions of themselves. So when it's all said and done, what do you want to look back on your life and think, that's what I accomplished?
I just want it to be worth it. Plain and simple, bro. I want to look at the decisions I've made and the stuff I've been through, and I want to know that hand on my heart truly and genuinely it was worth it. And I want to be able to stand in front of whoever I'm stood in front of at the end. And I want him to look at me and say, do you know what, Luke, you fucking had it hard, but do you know what? Well done, son. How do you maintain the lifestyle you do maintain? How do you keep the focus on everything you focus on?
Like you, Luke, I have a very busy mind. Some people categorise that under certain titles now, like ADHD and other things. I am very busy because it's when I feel at my most productive. So I like to keep busy. I like to keep moving. And at times, though, and you may feel like yourself, I do get peopled out, even though I'm a massive extrovert. I'm energy wherever I go. So in order to maintain, in order to keep that, is I come to places like this, and this is to Shamelessly Plug Revive. On a good week, I'll be here nearly every night, and I come in. It's an hour on my own. Or if there's people here, we'll chat. But it's just maintain that solace and peace, because I like spending time alone, and I love what people don't know. I love spending time with my own thoughts because I want to see what pops up. I want to see what insecurities are still there in the background. So that's my big one.
Take quite an inspiration of that, because that's something that maybe I don't do that maybe I need to start doing.
Because if you think we're distracted 100% of the time with phones, with work, with training, with this, and actually I genuinely love either a hot bath at night or a hot sauna. It's good for sleep anyway, but I love to do that, to really see what's going on and challenge myself and really unpick myself. So the final question of this one is, what's next for Luke Dyson?
Truthfully, bro, only God knows what's next. The path's already laid out. If it all ends tomorrow, at least I can sit back and say I had fun. I met some amazing people and I did the best I could do. But I'm coming for it all. Simple as that, bro. There's a world out there and it's ready for the taking, bro, and I'll take it.
Final question, Jess.
Something that don't think anyone's probably ever asked you, bro. Are you okay? And yourself, are you okay? Like, and I don't mean that as in, are you okay? I mean that as in, are you okay? Like, you do so much, bro, and you're always focusing on everyone else, like I try to do myself, maybe not on as much big scale as you. But are you okay, innit?
You're right, man. Thanks for that. Big question. Do you know what? Yeah, I am. I try and, the tools I teach, the tools I try and inspire with, I use. There's been periods this year, if I'm going to be completely vulnerable, where I felt where I felt a bit burnt out at times. You know, I'm running a big program at the minute. I can't talk too much about that, but I'm running a big program. We've got Andy's Man Club growing, and the training growing. There's lots of stuff just constantly going on. Kids are doing well at sport, and you want to be everything to everyone and be everything to everyone. And there's been times this year where I felt I've been pulled in every direction, which is why I've needed to come down and have this space. And there's been times where I've needed this space, not wanted it. I need it. And my wife texted me the other day, we had a bit of a debate about something. She says, I know you need that for everything that you're doing. And she were on about something that she needed too. She needed a little bit of help at home now and again. So, and that's fair. So yeah, I think overall, mate, very good. I'm very blessed to have powerful conversations each and every day and meet inspiring guys like yourself. So I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate everything you do for a lot of people across the world, bro. You need to be proud of what you've done, bro. You really need to acknowledge what you've done and be proud of it.
Massive appreciation. Now let's go rock, paper, scissors to see who's getting in that number 2.
Let's go. Oh, you left me hanging on camera as well, Luke.
Sorry.
No way.
So Luke, what we do is we do rock, paper, scissors, best of 3, and then whoever wins gets to pick which one the loser goes in. We've got a 4 degrees and a 2 degrees. And Charlotte, our wonderful assistant today, is going to be asking the questions for me and Luke. So you ready? It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Right, 1-0 you. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. 2-0. I've lost it again. Luke, do you want the 2 or the 4?
I'll go for the coldest one, because you know what? We've got to take the easy option. We come and we go hard or we go home.
Right.
We're going to go hard before we go home.
Luke, let's go.
Oh,
Charlotte, fire away.
Okay. What's one thing that brings a smile to your face no matter how tough your day's been?
family.
Mine's got to be my kids when they smile or give me a cuddle, and genuinely, and I don't want to, I say a lot about Aubrey Sharon last week, Alfie, but there's something about Ada at the minute when she comes and gives me a cuddle and says, Daddy, I know you need this cuddle, which is just unbelievable. It really fills me with joy.
Okay, if your mind had a playlist, what songs would be on it to boost your mood? Or a genre?
Deep. I'm a deeply music person. Music resonates with me really deep. different music, different. It depends on my emotions and my state of mind. I really do use music. It manipulates me mentally massively. So yeah, there's no answer to that. It's just different, and I use different music to motivate me in different ways.
Like Luke, lots of different stuff, but for some reason, when you asked that question, instantly, Bugsy Malone came to mind. For anyone who doesn't know, Bugsy Malone is a rapper, Manchester-based.
I thought his best mate.
Did you hear?
Yeah. I thought his best mate.
He has a song called "Keep It Moving" or "Moving," and he has a lyric at the beginning that says, "When you come through, like basically, when you have a problem, you can't look at a problem. You got to look through a problem. You just got to keep it moving," and that's where I'm at the minute.
Okay. And what would you title your autobiography?
Dyson.
I think it's got to be Luke Campbell. What's next?
Awesome. One goal that you'd like to accomplish in your lifetime?
Happiness.
It's a big one, that. I think if it's just more like I can attainable, I do want to do Everest at some point.
Nice. And describe yourself in 3 words.
Hungry. Strong. And weak at the same time.
Whirlwind. Charlotte will agree with that. Excitable. And I do think compassionate.
And who is your hero in life?
My parents.
My mum and dad, both for separate reasons, but both incredible human beings.
And if you could describe your personality as a weather type today, what weather type would you be?
Level 12 hurricane.
Calm. So I reckon just a nice summer's day. Spring day? Spring day. Charlotte,
Lovely.
question for you. How long's left?
2 seconds. 1 second.
Luke, I think you're just warming back up after that ice bath.
Yeah, it was brutal, that, wasn't it? It's been a day of extremes.
Mate, it's been absolute honour to have you on. I guess, how's it been for you?
I've loved it, bro. Yeah, like I just said, it's been a day of extremes, but that's what I'm about. You pushed me down in the gym, you pushed me in here in the sauna. You got to the mental strength to hold on in there is brutal. And then that cold water, flipping heck, yeah, well, forgot I had feet for a second. Yeah, no.
There's a few things that disappear, isn't there, on us guys when you get in the ice bath?
Yeah. Without going too much into it, but we didn't have too much to show for it when I got out either. But yeah, no, I've loved it more. I mean, this is what it's about, isn't it? Getting out there, pushing yourself every single day in any way, shape or form, bro. And then when you get home at the end of the day, your day's been worth it.
Luke Dyson, absolute pleasure. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this, and I'm sure we'll get him back on again. And we wish you all the best for the future, man.